fellow class, Professor Benz, the great Michael Jordan once said, "I've failed over and over again, and that is why I succeed." I myself am extremely accustomed to failure. Starting basketball as an 8th grader, I was new to the sport completely, and I had to learn so many skills and basic knowledge of the game. With this came a lot of failure. I consistently failed, yet it is that failure which allowed me to ultimately succeed. One of the first skills that I learned in basketball was how to shoot. I learned how to shoot in this driveway, and I learned from my brother, my friends, my neighbors, and most importantly, YouTube videos. The first thing that those YouTube videos taught me about shooting was how to have a correct form. It's very important to keep your feet shoulder length apart when you're shooting. You need to have a strong base. When you're shooting like this or when you're shooting like this, the ball's not going to go in. You need to keep your feet shoulder width apart. You need to have correct hand placement on the ball. So your main hand should be at the center of the ball, while your other hand should be guiding it. When you shoot, you want to keep your elbow high. You don't want to shoot from here, from your chest. You want to take a nice shot so it doesn't get blocked. If you're shooting from here, you will get blocked. So you need to make sure that you keep your arms high, you keep your elbow high, and you will not get blocked. Secondly, it is very important, eye contact. You always want to keep your eyes at the front of the rim when you're shooting. The ball will go where you look. So if you're looking to the left of the basket, the right of the basket, above the basket, below the basket, at the backboard, the ball will not go in. You always, no matter where you are on the court, you always need to keep your eye on the front of the rim while shooting. With this, you also need to have great follow-through. This is something a lot of athletes, even myself, lack sometimes. It's hard to consistently remember. When you're shooting, you don't want to push the ball. You want to have a nice flick of the wrist. That flick of the wrist gives the ball spin, it gives the ball arc, and it gives the ball a much better chance of going in the basket. The second thing I had to learn in basketball was how to be a post player. Because I am 5'9½", almost 5'10", they stuck me as a post player right away. No dribbling, not a lot of shooting. I was right next to the basket, rebounding, blocking, and making close range shots. Because of this, I had to learn how to move close range, close to the basket, how to score close to the basket. The first move I learned was the up and under. I actually learned this move from YouTube videos. It's a pretty basic beginner move, yet when done correctly, it is very effective. So you want to start close to the basket on either side of the basket. Right now I'm on the right side. While on the right side of the basket, you want to keep your inside foot, which is my left foot, as your pivot foot. So this foot does not move. Have a strong, aggressive stance, and take your pivot foot, turn on your pivot foot, and swing your right foot around. Fake the shot. While you fake the shot, you're hoping your defender jumps up for the block, and you're going to keep your pivot foot, take your right foot, step to the basket, and make that layup. This is a really, really effective move, especially for beginners. It may take some practice, yet when done correctly, I promise you it is very effective and can give you a lot of points in game. The third thing I learned as a basketball player was to be aggressive. While aggressiveness is important, it is not just physicality. It is about mentality. To be a strong athlete in any sport, you need to be mentally aggressive. I myself, when I started basketball, was extremely mentally weak. I let other players bully me on the court. I let my own teammates bully me. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I wasn't strong enough. And because of that, it showed. It showed how I played. I had to take it into my own hands, tell myself I am mentally strong, focus on becoming a better athlete mentally, and that translated into physicality and translated it into how I played. As a post player, it is extremely important to be aggressive. When you're in the post, you need to be able to make strong moves. You need to be able to push around girls, literally, to score. Because of this, I had to be aggressive, I had to be strong, and I had to learn how to mentally become tougher. All of these skills, all of this knowledge took so much practice. I consistently failed. I failed over and over and over again. Yet those failures taught me what I needed to change. They taught me what I needed to do better. So the next time, I did better. Every single time I did it, though it may have been a failure, I did this better, I did that better. And that ultimately led to me becoming successful. It is very important to keep practicing. Do not let failures stop you. Let failures motivate you. Let failures teach you. Let failures make you a better person. Let failures make you a better athlete, a better student, anything. In any aspect of your life, you need to take failures and allow them to improve you as a person, and allow them to make you successful.